tell you a story about Jesus and his disciples. Do you know how many disciples Jesus had? Jesus had 12 disciples. They spent about 3 years with Jesus and learned a lot from him. Most of them became the apostles of the early church and spread the word of God. Do you want to learn more about them? Listen carefully. Once upon a time in the Sea of Galilee, 2 men were fishing in a boat. One man was Peter, and he was fishing with his brother, Andrew. They were the fishermen. Their job was catching fish. They threw a net to catch fish. When they were doing that, they saw a man standing on a shore. "Come, follow me," the strange man said, "and I will make you fishers of men." Immediately, Peter and Andrew stopped what they were doing. They left their boats, their nets, freshly caught fish, and followed Jesus. Do you know who that strange man was? Yes, he was Jesus. That's how Jesus called Peter and Andrew. When Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw 3 men in a boat. James and John, the fishermen, were helping their father. They were preparing their nets before they start fishing. "Come, follow me," said Jesus. And immediately James and John left their boats, their nets, and even their father and followed Jesus. Jesus saw a man named Philip. Again, Jesus said, "Follow me." And Philip followed Jesus. Philip went to his friend Nathanael and told him about Jesus. Remember that Moses wrote in the law about a man who was coming, and the prophets also wrote about him? We have found him. He is Jesus. Nathanael also became a disciple of Jesus. When Jesus saw Nathanael, he said, "Here is truly a person of Israel. There is nothing false in him." Jesus saw a man named Matthew. He was a tax collector, so he was sitting in a tax office. At that time, people hated tax collectors because they collected taxes much more than they should. But Jesus said to Matthew, "Follow me." And Matthew followed Jesus. Matthew was so happy that Jesus called him to be his disciples. So he invited Jesus and had dinner with him. Now, how Jesus called all the disciples are not written in the Bible, but we know their names and the fact that Jesus had 12 disciples in total. Peter and his brother Andrew, James and his brother John, Philip and his friend Nathanael, Thomas and Matthew the tax collector, another James, Thaddeus and Simon, and finally Judas, the one who betrayed him. Jesus called 11 disciples, and 1 volunteered to be his disciple. His name was Judas. He only thought about the good things that he can get when he followed Jesus. He was not interested in heaven. He didn't think about God's love. He was only interested in making money, sitting in high positions, and ruling the world. He also had a proud heart. Now, most of Jesus' disciples were the fishermen. They weren't educated, they weren't smart, but still Jesus called them. Jesus chose and called them to follow him because they were humble. They were ready to accept the teachings of God and heaven. If you want to become a disciple of Jesus, you must not have a proud heart. You need to have a humble heart. If you do, then you are also the disciples of Jesus. How was it? Let's remember to have a humble heart throughout this week. That was the story for today. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!